take you to this chat now. Basic Education Learner Policy on Prevention and Management of Learner Pregnancy in Schools has been referred to the Portfolio Committee for consideration. Now, this policy was developed by multiple stakeholders with the aim to manage and reduce learner pregnancy in the schooling system. Over 150,000 girls were pregnant, that's during 2021 and the year 2022. Let's bring in UNICEF South Africa Education Specialist Andile Dube into the conversation. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. This is a policy document that comes against the backdrop of a very high number of girls falling pregnant. What does it essentially aim to achieve?
Good afternoon, Mpho, and good afternoon to the viewers. Mpho, teenage pregnancy in South Africa is one of the major challenges. It was a problem before COVID, but during the COVID, the pandemic, it seemed to skyrocket, and that has been really staggering and worrisome for the sector, particularly if we look at the numbers that show that the increase was at almost 48%, 49% for the learners who are between the ages 10 to 14. And so if we are getting children as young as 10 giving birth, it means that we have serious problems. And so the policy aims to guide the sector in ensuring that there are prevention programs in schools, but also that learners who have gotten pregnant, that process of getting back to school and staying in school is maximally managed. So the policy is really around supporting the sector around the prevention and management of learner pregnancies and guiding the sector around what to do when the learner presents pregnant at school.
Yeah. What obligations does this policy put on the actual school? I mean, we've heard numerous occasions where learners have been barred from attending school because of being pregnant.
A big problem for the policy mandates the school and that education is a right for learners. Accessing education is a right for learners, and it links to all policies that say a child cannot be excluded from school because they are pregnant. It mandates the school to keep those learners in school. It mandates those schools to ensure that learners go through all of the normal assessments in schools, guided by the policy, of course. As the viewers may know, some of the learners have not been allowed to write exams or allowed to even write matric exam because of pregnancy. The policy mandates the schools to keep those learners at school and ensure that they access education and access all of the assessment within a caring and conducive environment in schools.
150,000 girls falling pregnant is a significant amount. How does this policy now also put some sort of accountability? Because within these stats is the extent of sexual offences occurring within society. These numbers have shown to a much bigger picture that needs to be urgently tackled when you look at the ages of the learners falling pregnant, and then you try and get a sense of who is behind this, how old are they, and how does this now policy assist in that space, in holding people accountable and perhaps even behind bars?
Critical for the South African girls face the highest rate of sexual violence, and this really contributes to adolescents' pregnancies. I mean, if we think about the fact that the learners who will present pregnant are not the only learners who are either raped by someone who's close to them or experience statutory rape, the policy is framed just around that problem as well, Mpho. The policy guides education departments, and it actually is a communal issue, so it will guide parents and the communities, social workers and SAPS around what needs to be done when a learner is pregnant and has disclosed who the partner is, especially in the case of statutory rape. It is important to note that learners are not forced to disclose the fathers, but it is critical to advise those learners about their legal age of consent, about what needs to be happening. Schools are obliged to report to Department of Social Development and South African Police Services in line with other policies, like South Africa has the protocol for reporting and management of sexual abuse and harassment in schools. And that policy has also not been used. So we've experienced a lot where a young learner who's below the age of consent has gotten pregnant, and there's no reporting, and there's no one who is who's facing the law. And so this policy is really guiding schools, it's really guiding social services, it's really guiding South African police services around what needs to be done when the learner is reported pregnant and is below the age of consent. And so policy guides us as it guides education sector. It guides us as the UN around how do we support the system, but it also guides everyone within the families and the communities around what needs to be done when those learners are pregnant. And I think it provides us a good vehicle to monitor whether people are brought to the law when a child has reported to have been raped, and by someone that they know, someone that they do not know, but especially if the person is within the schooling system.
Yeah. In fact, that was my next question around how this policy will then shape and guide the school in itself on the processes that need to be taken should one of the learners point to an educator within the school facility and the processes that need to follow thereafter.
Yeah, I should hasten to say, the protocol is for reporting and management has been in existence for quite a while. Challenge is the system has been capacity, and so UNICEF is supporting the department to provide a guideline to the schools and also to ensure that capacity is built. In the case where it's a teacher, the South African Council for Educators is one of the main platform for reporting, in addition to South African Police Services and the social development. The South African Council of Education is also mandated to investigate the case in case where it's the teacher, and the teacher has to be brought to law. They could even be cancelled from the council and cannot teach in any school. And that has been one of the challenges where we've had reports where a teacher rapes a child in another province and moves him to another province. So the policy really mandates the South African Council of Education as well to provide the council's role in order to in managing teachers who are found on the other side of the law.